Well, I'm back to cover another video. This video is going to cover the changes I've done to the game room. So last video I covered was the Wii U kiosk. And I'm thinking of covering how to take these kiosks apart and put them back together. I think there's not a lot of resources showing how people put these together sometimes or how to fix certain things. So I might decide to do that. I'm not sure. I'm a nobody on this platform, but I like to cover how to set up game rooms and what kind of things Nintendo has released. I just kind of really like this niche of store displays, and each day that we go, brick and mortars are disappearing. So it's cool that I can preserve some of the Nintendo products that were put in stores. So this here was from a world-class service store. This is French. So the French had this on their wall, kind of showing you how to fix certain things or what numbers to call and to get help. And I'm very mechanically inclined. I've worked on cars before. I've worked on electronics, so it's cool that I have a sign there kind of showing that I do that. Down here, I still have my little small Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2 sign, or as in America, Lost Levels. I still have my Club Nintendo poster, and I still have my history of Pokemon and history of Mario up there before you walk in. But as soon as you walk in, two walls have changed completely. Some stuff is still the same, but these are Hastings store displays. I like them because they have fluorescent bulbs inside of them to kind of light them. Sadly, it's PlayStation and Xbox, and I'm a Nintendo guy, but I'm thinking I'll either make my own or I'll find the original stuff to replace it with. So that might be an update video in the future if I create one, kind of how to make them. We didn't have Hastings where I'm from, but in most northern parts of the United States, Hastings existed. They don't exist anymore, but I love their displays. They're very heavy, very sturdy, and they're not going to move anywhere. Up top, I put a lot of my storage up there. You can see kind of the boxes and that I've put away up there. So I can display some stuff and then put away things in the very back that I don't want to be shown. I put away a lot of my amiibos because there's just not enough room to display it. This room has been filled up considerably more. So as you can see there, still got my trading card game Pokemon sign. I still got my N64 sign. I've kind of put some store display stuff in there, some plushies that I have down there. Some more amiibos, games, question blocks with some of my controllers and stuff for different systems, kind of stored away. I still have, I've gotten tons more of the Nintendo Power posters. I don't know how many now, but I've got a lot of the early stuff all the way up to GameCube. I don't have the Wii and Wii U stuff, so that's probably the only Nintendo Power magazine I think I'm missing. And then I have all of my Pokemon card collection down there. I'll reorganize it better in the future, but I have it there. So I like that it has the glass doors for this. Man, these glass doors, to put them in, they're suspended in the air. Like they're not touching the ground. That metal bracket up top holds, pushes them up so they can slide. Has like these rollers on the top. Heavy, very difficult to put together. I did it by myself. I put this all by myself, which is very difficult. The only thing that I needed help, well, technically not by myself. The only thing I needed help was for those top things, and I had my neighbor help me put them up. But everything else, putting the walls, this is very heavy stuff, was very hard to put together. I don't have, unfortunately, the glass for this side. You only had glass for one. But I thought, you know what? I don't need them anyways because I can reach access. I put my accessory cabinet in there, put my Amiibo kiosk, I put my 3DS kiosk in there, and, it fits in there perfect. I kind of made my own signage there. You can see where it says all the different systems that Nintendo has released. Kind of made it on the fly there. Made it myself. And I have a lot of the store hangers there that I kind of just hang in there. What else? I put a lot of the different store signage here on the side just to kind of, that's how usually the stores display it. I use some magnets and put it there. Fun fact, to fit this accessory cabinet, because it's a 4-foot accessory cabinet and this is a 4-foot display accessory case, I had to drill out the spot welds for one of these brackets for where the sliding doors go in on that side, because if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be able to open my accessory cabinet. So drilled it out. There's a huge non-painted portion here, but I covered it up with some displays, and it worked. I still have my GameStop accessory cabinet. I don't know if I've shown this. Yeah, I have. I think I've shown this. I might have changed a few posters here and there. I know for a fact. Let's see, show here. I know I just got that one recently, that Super Nintendo poster. And I also got recently that Metroid Samus Returns poster, and Xenoblade Chronicles. I also got that. I put a lot more Pokemon cards to display. I still gotta display some more, but I'll do that in the future. I kind of made a Charizard collection here, and then base set characters and evolution stamped cards, and some of the more rare, expensive full art cards from EX. I have some GX cards, but I still have them in my binder. I haven't decided if I'm going to display them. What I got here? I still have the Nintendo Switch Walmart display. I've kind of cleaned it up a lot more since I've been able to fill things up differently now in this room. So you have my Congos. I have a lot of my games. There's my Neo Geo Pro. I'm very big Neo Geo fan. But that stuff is super expensive. I'm not going to get into collecting that. I'd rather just buy that and play the games that I like. A lot of my games are down there. I've thinned out heavily a lot of my games now. I had more, and I thinned them out even more, so to keep the games that I only will play, because I don't want to keep a lot of the extras that I'm never going to touch. So I know my game collection per se is a lot smaller than other people's videos, and this is more pertaining to displays, but that's just the way I am. I've decided to go into the display scene, and the games, only the ones that I really, really like, I'm gonna buy. I found another Nintendo Switch kiosk system, so that's another one there. I've taken apart the controllers because of the fact that I'm on the project of maybe making my own, 3D printing them. There's a lot of people that don't have these, so that's why they're not there. I'm going to collaborate with somebody, see if I can get a kit created for them. If we can create a kit, there's going to be a small niche market for people to be able to get these, because there's a lot of them that don't have this stuff. So it'd be cool to help people complete them, and at least to make them presentable, to put your controllers in there. This, I've swapped it out. I sold my Toys R Us kiosk, and so as a result of that, it sold for a very good deal. So as a result of that, I decided to upload that software into this one. So now the Toys R Us software is there. If I want to display it on the TV, I can do that. Another thing I found, which you probably saw here shortly ago, I got a Nintendo DS neon sign. I went on a work trip a while back for some training, and it just so happened that I went online to see, the marketplaces, to see if there's anything around, and I found this sucker. So I immediately drove to some small town and picked it up, not too far away from where I was training. So super cool. I've always wanted a neon sign. I'm a big DS fan, so awesome that I got that. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, update to the Wii U. I actually got the actual non-cut, so now it's not cut anymore, so now I have the cable non-cut, and I've got on a different Wii U kiosk now, or at least a system. Now it's updated with the last firmware before these were thrown out. We go to more categories here. Let's go to all titles. So now we got Breath of the Wild, and you can clearly see there's a lot more demos in this thing. So this is all the demos that were in here prior to the Wii U getting discontinued, which I think is cool. It has a lot more demos in it than the previous one that I had, but I think it's awesome. So now I have that super complete with no cut wires anywhere. Happy with that purchase. I still have my Nintendo Switch GameStop variant. I sold the Toys R Us one, like I said, but I still have this one with the Switch kiosk, 100% complete, original TV, everything original on it. This one does play the does play the Labo on it. I still have my Smash Brothers lighted sign that I made. Um, Now let's talk about this bad boy. So, I funny story. I got this. You wouldn't believe it. I got this next to a dumpster. So, about a week ago, a friend of mine, hit me up on a Saturday. Hey, dude, I'm in a Smash Brothers kind of group that plays together a lot. I don't play, unfortunately, as much as I used to, but I'm still in that group, and I'm very. They know that I'm the Nintendo guy, and I collect a bunch of this stuff. So he's like, "Hey, my brother just saw this next to a dumpster." I'm like, "You got to be kidding, right?" And he sends me a picture, and he's like, "Yeah, it's right there. Let me ask my brother if it's still there." And so he confirms, like, "Yeah, it's still sitting there, sitting next to his dumpster in a gated apartment community near my area, not my area, but about 20-25 minutes away." And so I'm like, sweet, I'm heading there to get it. I mean, it came with the TV. It didn't have the console or the controllers, but it had the brackets to put the controllers and all that. So it was just a shell with the TV and none of the system stuff on it. But I took it apart. I mean, I let it air dry because unfortunately the night before it rained, so it was stuck out in the rain. So after letting it air dry for like 2 or 3 days, I cleaned it up, and then I put the controllers. And I turned it on, and it works. It just works. The reset button works. The light inside of it works. Everything works. And I got this for free from a dumpster. I can't believe the guy who threw it out. There's rumors that probably the guy who threw it out worked for GameStop at one point. Apparently GameStop was giving these out to some of their managers at one point. Hopefully someone can verify that. But that's the story. The only thing that it does not have that unfortunately I wish it did was... You see here, it has the bracket for the controller. That was luckily all in there, but it didn't have the one for the other controller. So what I ended up doing was, thankfully, it had this bracket. I ended up just getting some zip ties and zip tying it. I mean, it's a little wobbly. It's not like sturdy like this one. It's wobbly, but it kind of sits at the right angle that it should. But at least, it can wobble a little bit, so it gives you a chance to kind of hold the controller for taller people. But, it's not going to come off unless you really want to rip it. It's kind of heavy duty. But at least it's presentable. It looks pretty much like it should. And just zip ties fixed it up. Maybe in the future I can 3D print a bracket for it. But, it works perfect. Like, let me show you here real quick. Let me get my memory card for it. But I have Smash Brothers in there. See, it plays. Works perfectly fine. It's just a little 14-inch Toshiba. I really can't... I haven't played on a CRT in a long time, so this video doesn't do it justice. It looks kind of grainy and stuff, but in person, if you're here, the quality is a lot better than you think. So, composite, people are always like, that sucks on TVs, nowadays, these LCDs, but CRT, you're playing on this, it's a pretty good quality image, no doubt. And then this is small. I like that it's very compact. There's different variants of this. There's a bigger one with a bigger TV, a little bit wider. And then there's one that has a dome in the inside, like Jesus Rocks. I think he showed one of them when he put them together. This one's very simple and easy to put together, not as heavy. The only thing that's really heavy is that base, but that's just because you don't want this thing to tip over. The reset button works on it. So you push the reset button, and there it is. It works. I put my Mario Maker, my Zelda. Now I have a Wii Kiosk. Now this Wii Kiosk, I got it together with the Hastings. I had a guy ship them all the way from up north down to where I am. And it didn't come with the TV. It came with a console. Actually, it came with a box console and tons of games. The console and the games were like a bonus. They were for free. Because he didn't, he charged me for the Wii Kiosk. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to play this stuff. Here, have it all. And so I got all of it with the wired controllers and the console in box. I put my, Mario Red Edition Wii in it. It had some signage on the side, but it was like really faded. It looked really bad. So I kind of made my own there, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Mario. I might change it later on, but I think it's cool for what it is. I put some signage on the side. I did find a Yoshi's Island poster that I think looks really cool, so I kind of put it there. But But yeah, that's the Wii kiosk. What else am I going to cover today? I think that covers everything. I mean, it's crazy how much I've changed the room. And honestly, I did all these changes in over a week and a half, 2 weeks. But all these deals that I've been able to do and get happened really fast. And I just had to wait for some of this stuff to ship. But this is how I set up my game room. I think I'm near the end where I can't fill it up anymore. I got a lot of stuff here. I've kind of displayed it as best as I could. I think the only thing left I need to get is like an N64 kiosk, which are very big and heavy, unless I get the tabletop version, or getting the Super Nintendo kiosk, which isn't as big either. It's kind of has the footprint of the GameCube, but getting those is a very high price point for them. It's been a long time since they've been out, and people that have them aren't really willing to let them go unless it's for a very, very expensive price, which might be out of my reach, or unless I do some deals. I've sold off a lot of stuff already, so maybe I have to start collecting again some games and build up some capital, because what I tend to do is I tend to find things that are for very good deals that I know are worth more, and then I'm like, well, I could either fix them up, make them nicer, or resell them to get a little bit more than what I paid for them, and that would be a good deal for me to kind of take my own money, get some stuff, and then create more money to get more of these displays that I like to collect. But this is the game room. I might start covering more of how these are put together, or how they tick in a sense. I mean, some of these are not that complex, but it's really cool seeing how they design them and put them together. If you guys are interested in that, or if anybody's interested in that, hopefully someone is, and maybe I can do some videos covering it. Do some better editing. This is all in one shot. So thanks again, guys, and hope you like the game room. Any ideas or suggestions, let me know.